called Saints for a Cross-Country Road Trip with Walt Whitman. I first met him in the summer of 2012. He showed up at my door in the rain wearing a poncho and a wide-brimmed hat. He introduced himself as Walt Whitman, one of the Roughs, the Cosmos. He said he was traveling to the West Coast. I have come from New York, he said, from Manhattan, fish-shaped Paumanok, from Blue Ontario's shore, and I'm traveling through these states, through the continent entire. His beard was rough and full and bristled in the wind. He just stood there dripping wet, rainwater collecting along the rim of his hat. I asked him if he wanted to come inside and have a hot pocket or something. He said okay. He ambled in, trailing water everywhere, looking around. I wasn't sure what he was doing in my house. It sounded like he was knocking things over. I tried to remember some of his poems, something about the body electric. He told me of his travels, of his time on the East Coast. That one day he looked at the clouds hovering over the city and tops of the buildings, saw their puffed and contoured shapes, moving, billowing, mountainous over commuters, the transient people, the box-like structures, the Manhattan skyline, and decided to follow them. He'd grown wary of Manhattan, of fish-shaped Paumanok. He had come here, he said, hitchhiking his way west. I thought it strange that he was telling me this, that he decided to show up at my door, but I never really pressed him for details. I never would get a straight answer out of him. He said he was going west to see the rest of the country. He said he wanted me to come with him. I'm not sure why he said yes. He said he could hear the open road calling to him. He said he could hear America singing. I asked him what it sounded like. He said cars mostly. Alright, this is day one, I-290 West, outside Chicago, Illinois. We're flying through the night in a 2005 Dodge Stratus headed for the West Coast. All the cars glinting in the American roadway, all filled with passengers. Walt was writing a poem about freeways, he said. This was the new Brooklyn Ferry, he said. He enjoyed the speed and wanted to speak to his fellow passengers. He started to lower the window and I stopped him. Walt, I said, where am I turning off? He pulled out the Rand McNally folding map that a moment ago was the size of a postage stamp, unfolding it section by section until it took up the entire front seat. I peered over the top and kept driving. He traced his finger along the highways and attempted to navigate. Here we take to the open road, west going, into the gleaming cities of the night. The exit numbers counting down, the maps illuminating the path. The shapes arise, over the land teeming with crops, the men and women, houses, the city lights gleaming up into the sky like constellations. Walt, where am I turning? Here? Am I getting off here? He continued talking to himself while staring at the map. He seemed really absorbed in what he was doing. I merged over 3 lanes of traffic to take the next exit, cutting off a family of 4. It was the summer I drove 32 hours from Chicago to Los Angeles to show Walt Whitman the rest of the country. I didn't really know what I was doing or if he was even the real Walt Whitman. But at the time, none of that seemed to matter. So that's kind of how it starts. I'm going to stop there for now. Got a couple Godzilla poems I'd like to read.